So Charles is down. Charles Edubuahing, the Minister of State at the Finance Ministry, he is down. Ken Oforiatta, the Minister of Finance himself, is he to go? Well, that second question is one that has engaged us entire day. It's grabbed the headlines because of the unprecedented historic procedure that is being activated in Parliament, playing out in front of all of our eyes before an ad hoc committee set up by the Speaker of Parliament himself that is hearing the substantive allegations made against Ken Oforiatta, based on which the minority side is asking for him to be removed. That motion of censure, we've never seen that in our democratic history, at least not in its full course as you see it now. And it's become a major issue. At the end of that process, though, as we've seen the hearings play out today, and it's a public sitting, Ken will either stay or will go. We most certainly believe it will come down to a vote on the floor of Parliament after the debate of the ad hoc committee's report. And if today is anything to go by, that debate in the plenary will be explosive. But whatever it is, Ken is gone at the end of the day, or he stays. But many say it's not as straightforward as that, because even if Parliament, on the back of the committee's report, the vote carries, as in the minority side wins, it still comes down to the president to make that decision effective, give life to it, give meaning to it. And the constitutional provision says he may do so. We've already heard the minority side say if he dares not comply with the wishes of Parliament, the people's representative, they will impeach him. Well, we are on the cusp of a major constitutional issue that we are all about to witness. This is uncharted territory. We're going to get into a bit of that today on the back of what we've seen at the committee today. But then, of course, this whole hearing, interestingly, coincidentally, is happening just a day after Charles Edubuahing, by the way, Ken's subordinate, so to speak. He was his deputy, and now Minister of State was sacked by the president for a few reasons. Let's quickly get into that. We know that by now, we know that apart from the fact that he's been sacked, the special prosecutor is looking into the allegations against him made in the Galamsey economy expose by Anas Arimeh Anas. And this is a statement from the Office of the Special Prosecutor announcing today that the Executive Secretary to the President, on the authority of the President, has now referred the matter to him formally. And the matter is the contents of that investigation that Anas Arimeh Anas put together. I'm sure many of you have watched it. If you haven't already, in a summary, is what I bring to you now. In essence, in that documentary, Charles Edubuahing is alleged to have, if you believe the side of the vice president and the spokesperson, they have categorically stated, and we don't have any reason to doubt that, and we'll see how this plays out, categorically stated that this is really down to political grandstanding. Somebody simply running his mouth. That somebody is the deputy, is the finance minister, the Minister of State of the Finance Ministry, running his mouth when he met sheikhs who were posing as business people intending to invest in Ghana, foreign direct investment, asking and telling them that the vice president allegedly will expect $200,000 just to arrange a meeting, what they call an appearance fee. Remember that categorically the office of the vice president have said that isn't true. We don't know the sheikhs. This gentleman here, who is the Minister of State, is somebody that we rarely meets the vice president, only at when they go to economic management meetings where he chairs, and that plays out. And so that obviously has become a center of attention, and the OSP will be looking into those allegations. And if you watch the documentary, Mr. Edubuahing is seen in the video there, packing bundles of dollars that were spread on the table before him into a black polythene bag. That video was captured. It will be of interest to the special prosecutor. Now, that's the essence of the Tiger Eye investigations. But also, in there, he also says to the sheikhs that he will expect 20% cut from a 500 million investment that he intended to make. If you do the maths, that is $100 million that he wanted to pocket for himself out of that, allegedly. None of this is proving. None of this is evidence that has been properly tried in the court of competent jurisdiction, or the OSP has made a finding of fact on, based on which a certain action has been taken. So you have to put in that context. These are all allegations yet to be proven. It's an allegation against a man. And the Tiger Eye, though, if you look at the expose, the man himself then puts up many other alternatives to making money for himself. The Vice President's office, as I said, have already denied this. We've seen the Vice President make it very clear that he actually now speaking to their own lawyers, exploring their options. My guest will get into that and give me a sense of what it makes should the Vice President's office go ahead and also start their own prosecution, or not prosecution, but take their own civil action against him, possible defamation, whatever it is that is. My colleague Sam Saini has also made his own point about this, stressing the point that one of the things that we need to look at is this question about entrapment, which has come up very, very strongly in such investigations by ANAS. That has been an issue. And then, of course, we have the number 12 that involved Kwesi Nyantakyi, right? All of it revolves around the question of entrapment, and that has become an issue for the defense, by the way. Kwesi Nyantakyi used it. That case is still in court. The Galamsey economy, we're already hearing people say that Charles Adubayan was entrapped. We'll get into that. But we'll start tonight from Parliament. What happened in Parliament? This second question is where we'll start, and then we'll end with Charles Adubayan's dilemma and predicament tonight. Stay with me.